Welcome to Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. Let's jump first into the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart. What do we see going on? Well, we see Bitcoin continuing to pull back. And I made a little adjustment on the chart today. I went to the 12-hour at the bottom instead of 195 minutes because this is the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart. 2 days is 2 days, a week is a week. And half a day is actually 12 hours. So gives us a little bit more accurate to see just what's going on. You can see where Bitcoin moved up back last week on the 29th and the 30th, and then just sort of bounced off the weekly trend line and headed back down in the right direction. We want Bitcoin to move back down. We want it to reset, want it to take off at the right spot. Let's see what's going on with Ethereum. Same kind of thing. You can see where Ethereum passed through all the way back on Wednesday the 16th, started heading down, and of course popped up again right up to that weekly trend line on Tuesday the 29th, and then headed back down. Hopefully when these things get ready to reverse and roll up, we'll have a clean reversal in those so that we can actually use the charts and perhaps do a practice trade. Now I'm going to go readjust things back to my 195-minute chart. Why? Because of course we're going to leave and go to an ETF. Remember, they're on 195 minutes. That's actually half a day in the market that opens at 9, closes at 4:30. And this is BITW, the Bitwise Top 10 Crypto Index Fund. It's a top 10 cryptocurrencies. It's weighted as per market share. And we can see where, again, it was down for 2 weeks. And these last 2 weeks had a spinning top last week, trying to make some up movement this week. We can see where on Tuesday it started moving up. Thursday of last week, we saw things start to pair that off. And then, of course, we see this Tuesday 2-day candle where things are really breaking, breaking down. We just sort of have a green, almost doji there. See things on the half-day chart where it just sort of stopped, which is okay. Maybe we'll see it move back through and again go in the direction that we see with Bitcoin and Ethereum, which of course it's going to have to. Why? Because of course, you got to remember, what's the big daddy in the top 10 cryptocurrencies? Bitcoin, followed by way, way, way down the line by Ethereum. Now let's move from cryptocurrencies to commodities. Just have a few of those to show you. Let's start first with the gasoline fund. Of course, it had moved up and then dropped over. Looks like it's maybe trying to move up again. I'm not putting any faith in that right now. It's just a little bitty green spinning top there. But perhaps after 2 weeks of blowing things off, really 3 weeks, it's going to start moving up again. Look at what oil overall, though, is going to do. We saw it move up. We saw it weaken. And then, of course, last week started to move up with a little bit of a spinning top there, a little bit of down movement this week. Just nice and moving up. So that's good to see on oil, at least a bright spot. Look at wheat. Wheat just continues to trundle down. Heard about the world starving? Well, that's not happening with these low wheat prices, or not as likely to happen. That's good. Let's look at where corn is. We see corn just again sort of hanging out here at this most recent low. We saw it hit that back in July, and then it's back around there now. Sugarcane, a bright spot like oil. We see sugarcane moving up. Again, not any chart I'm super excited about trading because there's just too much on and off again. But at least we can see what's going on around the world when it comes to some of these commodities that are moving or blowing off steam. Now, let's transition from the commodities to the currencies. Let's go first to the euro. And again, these are based on how the euro is stacking up against the dollar. You can see the euro heading on down. Started to try to get strong back in mid-July, and boy, since then, it has just been a breaking down. Same with the Swiss franc. same kind of thing. We saw it pop up in mid-July and then started devolving there late July, and boy, red candles since then. What about the yen? Yen's been going on since, again, tried to see a little light again back in early July, mid-July, and then things rolling over as the dollar strengthened. Lastly, we'll look at the Canadian dollar. You see the same thing as it just gins down, down, down. Not looking so good. Let's look at the British pound. Same kind of thing, my friends. Again, everything down against the dollar. That is where we are on Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. Hope that you enjoy this once a week view to sort of get an idea as to what's really going on in the world with real things such as commodities, things people eat, things people trade, hard metals, that kind of stuff. And of course, with world currencies, how they're doing against the US dollar. And of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and looking at the top 10 cryptocurrencies, what that whole market's doing. Thanks so much for being with us. You're not a Patreon supporter. You appreciate what we do. Show us a little love. Become one. First thing you're going to get is Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way. Plus, all the weekly stuff we put out. What I'm about to record right now is one of them. The 3-wave trades, those curated trades we bring to our Patreon members exclusively each and every week to always give you something to be looking at practice trading. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.